Hey there, my fellow hunters. How's it going? I hope everyone's doing really good and having a great time with the new update the developers dropped just about a couple of weeks ago. I'm very sorry for this long wait, and I finally managed to get some content I'd like to share with you guys along with the new update blending together after spending quite an amount of time on the game to experience the new changes and the farming against the new difficulty level of temper monsters, which I believe are quite fun. In this video, I want to talk about the new changes on the hunting horn and the new sighting builds to actually play around with in the 9-star investigations. I'll include the timecode in the description in case you want to jump to those specific topics you'd like to hear. For the new changes on the hunting horn that was released recently, and it was surprisingly unexpected change when I read the patch notes. We have the new Hilt stab change, and when performing this move, the user will no longer be knocked back if the action is timed correctly with the monster's attack. It acts this way like hybrid armor that is similar to the Switch Ad's sword mode Focus Strike. It doesn't list on the website on the patch notes, but it also works against the monster's roar attack and projectiles as well. You also take very little damage that greatly reduces the monster's attack, however, you can still get blighted or ailment as well. The Hilt stab animation has a white glow when successfully timed, and your character will dive the Hilt stab down to the ground as if they are handling the weight of the attack to quickly follow up with the moveset that you like to do, like perform, dodge, or a basic attack that can be followed into another Hilt stab. Very healthy change and definitely love it so far in my hunts. It doesn't stop there though. Hilt stab can now be chained into from Focus Strike Reverb, Echo Bubble, Special Performance, Encore, and especially Evading. This is so freaking awesome, and it does help out with getting my melodies ready up for the next combo wave using these techniques. There were times when using the offset melody on the second encounter and it doesn't knock the monster back. Instead, they just follow up with a second quick attack, but you can now time that incoming second attack with the Hilt stab to prevent that surprise attack. The only Hilt stab I'm having trouble with is the dodge roll into triangle circle, and I can never get it on the first dodge roll, so it's a skill issue on my part. Next is the Echo Bubble can now be chained into from performing offset melody with sound and melody and the melody of life, which by the way is a very good improvement to help quickly access the Echo Bubble in time to gain back that special performance again. Also, lastly, fits an issue that caused the finisher attack Focus Strike Reverb to be difficult to connect. I didn't find this to be a problem at all, or at least never found this encounter before, to be honest. But lately, I do notice that some of my Focus Strike attacks are not connecting to the wound, even though it's dead on target. It was rather strange, and hopefully the developers can catch this problem and fix it. There's also another problem I encountered when I had the Melody of Life ready to be made with the final note. You can perform the Melody of Life already in your list and then afterwards input the last note to complete the Melody of Life that was previously ready. I tried doing that same concept with the new Hilt stab and it was very successful, but the problem is that the notes that you already have ready up doesn't register that you input the note and it doesn't go away until you play a note again. And I think the Hilt stab animation is kind of too sharp when going with the flow of those special performances. Nothing serious, but that's the only thing I can find that is a bug that doesn't affect performance, just the input text on the problem. For now, let's jump over to the list of builds I'd like to share with you guys, but first, let's go over some of the key skills we're mostly going to be playing around with for our builds, and let's start off with Agitator. Agitator is an armor skill that increases our attack and affinity when the large monster is enraged. The max value is at level 5 and it comes with plus 20 attack and 15% affinity. Really awesome skill and very easy to proc in your 9-star investigations. Next, we have Burst. Continuously landing hits gradually increases attack and elemental attacks, including ailment status attack as well. The max value is at level 5 and hit 5 successful times for a huge stat boost. I highly recommend maxing the skill to get the most value as much as possible and have the minimum effort to easily hit those 5 hits to gain that huge buff. Next up, we have Max Might. Increases infinity if stamina is kept full for a period of time. The max value is at level 3 and you gain 30% affinity, which is really nice to be honest, and great uptimes to keeping your fights. Next, we have Counter Strike. Temporarily increases attack after being knocked back. The max value is at level 3 and you gain plus 25 attack and extends duration to 45 seconds. We will be using this skill as an alternative for those who haven't found the right RNG talisman for those 9-star investigations, and it pairs very well with the new Hilt stab that cancels the knockback, but it does proc the skill. Next, we have Horn Maestro. Increases the effect duration with hunting horn melodies. The max value is at level 2 and greatly increases the effect duration to hunting horn melodies. We are only going to apply this skill on our artisan weapon that has ailments such as blast, paralysis, poison, and sleep. Next, we have wide range that allows the effect of certain items to also affect nearby allies. The max value is at level 5 and items affect nearby allies in a much wider radius with full efficiency, and I highly recommend max this skill to get the full value of wide range. Lastly, we have Antivirus. Once infected, makes it easier to overcome the frenzy and increases affinity if cured. The max value is at level 3 and greatly increases recovery rate after contracting the frenzy, and affinity increases to 10% if cured. Perfect skill when equipping the Gore Magala set that procs frenzy or going against Gore Magala itself in your hunts. We have about 3 builds that are updated to 2.5 we want to share with you guys, and hopefully you can enjoy these when trying them out. Let's introduce our first build, and this one is particularly my favorite one when Title Update 1 was released. It was at the time the highest damage output I can come up with, and I never got the chance to put this into my first video. And I'm glad it made it here with the new updated buff, which we'll be discussing in a bit. We replaced the legs, which originally used to be Mississippi legs, to max out burst. And after this change, is still the highest damage output in this title update, despite the skill heroics, of course. We have the armor of Guardian Ebony Odogon, which both are the beta pieces with the head and arms. Zoashia, which are the beta pieces with the chest and waist. And lastly, Arch-Tempered Utuna, which are the legs, and it's the gamma piece. Introducing our new talisman we got from our RNG farming on those 9-star investigations. A rarity 6 that comes with level 2 attack boost and level 2 maximum might. And we have a decoration slot that comes with 1 armor skill slot that is level 2. I'm really hoping to get a rarity 8 that has level 2 attack boost with a level 4 wide range, but we'll keep farming and pray for that talisman one day. Our choice of weapon would be the Artisan weapon or Matika, and we're going to go with the elemental weapons instead of the ailments, but both types can be played with this build. Our secondary will be the Great Bagpipe for just the melodies we want, and that is the Attack Up Large and Earplugs level 2, which both are very nice to have in your hunts. So now we got that out of the way, let's talk about the list of skills and decorations we have with this setup. What we have here is level 5 attack and critical boost, level 5 agitator and burst, level 3 counter strike, maximum might, divine blessing, and quick sheath. All are very, very nice skills to have, and we can note in the future use, you can replace one of the critical boost decoration from our weapon skill slots for Mind's Eye. Attacks are deflected less and deal more damage to hard targets, which is at level 3, 30% damage to hard targets. Very awesome skill to have, and I highly recommend it when you're going against monsters that have 3 stars or less on body parts such as Gore Magala or Gravios. You can check this info out in your monsters guide and decide for yourself if needed. The amount of affinity for this build is 5% for our base weapon, 15% from Agitator, 30% from Match and Might, which all adds up to be 50% affinity. And lastly, let's go over the set bonus skills we want to talk about. The first one is the new buff that just came out with Title Update 2.5, and that is the Guardian Ebony Odogoron's power, which is Burst Boost. Extends the duration of the burst skills and grants attack bonus while burst is active. They increased the numbers of the set bonus, and at level 1 it used to be +3 and now went up to +8. At level 2, instead of +10, it is now +18. Really great buff to the 2-piece set and very easily accessed from the story's mid-game as well. And I already noticed the change from the set bonus when doing my combos, and I absolutely love this new buff. Next, we have the Zora Shia's Pulse, which is Super Recovery. Allows the health gauge to continue to slowly recover up to the max value, even if there's no red portion. So that way we can actually slowly recover missing health while going with the flow with the fight, and dodging attacks as well. The list of alternatives with the talisman, as long as you have the minimum attack level 2 and prioritize maximum might over counter-strike, you'll be set. But the crafted talisman, just go for the counter-strike level 3 and be sure to time those hilt stabs into your hunts, and also adjust some of the weapon skill slots to max out attack boost if you can. Definitely check this build out and let me know how this plays out for you. This next one is going to be actually a fun updated build that came from my second video, and that is the Pink Paw build, which I updated the placement of the builds and a new talisman as well. What we have here is 3 gamma pieces of Arch-Tempered Uthuna, which are the head, chest, and legs. And next final set will be the 2 pieces of Gore Magala, which both are the alpha of the arms and waist. We also have a Rarity 7 Secret Charm Talisman that comes with level 2 attack boost and level 1 Agitator that has 2 level 1 armor decoration slots. Our weapon of choice is the War Conga that offers raw attack power, level 2 Horn Maestro, and level 1 Speed Sharpening, along with the attack and affinity up Echo Bubble that offers close to 10% raw attack increase and 25% affinity for those who are in the pool. For our secondary, we had the Queen Cordmaker, which offers attack up large, recovery speed large, and health regeneration Echo Pool as our setup just for the buffs as we go into the fight. Let's check out the skill and decoration slots we have updated for this build. We have level 5 attack boost, level 2 Horn Maestro, level 1 critical boost, speed sharpening and master touch, level 5 peak performance, level 4 agitator and constitution, level 3 maximum might, divine blessing, antivirus, earplugs, and quick sheath. And finally, level 1 evade window with shock absorber. The set bonus skills for this build are Uthuna's cover, which is protective veil, grants 25 plus defense temporarily when using a specialized tool, which is the mantle in our case, for 3 minutes at the start of wearing it. We also have the equipment skill set by wearing the 3-piece of the gamma set of Uthuna, and that is the Lord's Soul. Boosts attack and lowers defense, but lets you survive 1 lethal hit. After taking that 1 lethal hit, it changes to more defense and resistances as well. Very awesome set skill to have for this build, and it doesn't end there. We also have the Gore Magala's Tyranny, which is the Black Eclipse. Infects you with frenzy when against large monsters. If cured, you receive 15% affinity plus combo with the antivirus skill to overcome the frenzy a lot quicker and gain extra 10% affinity for that whole minute. Very powerful set skill to have for this build as well, and the build has a lot of health recovery songs to keep up with the peak performances. That increases our attack when the health is full, which is plus 20, which is not a problem at all as well with this setup. And even though it has a short white sharpness on our weapon, we decided to add the Master's Touch skill that prevents sharpness loss by 80% chance during critical hits. The affinity total for this build is 5% from the base weapon, 10% from Agitator, 30% from Match and Might, 25% from Frenzy and Antivirus, and 25% from our War Conga's Echo Pool, which all adds up to be 95% affinity total. You can replace the War Conga for the Grudge Songer Urga and slot attack boost with Handicraft, and keep in mind you'll lose 25% of the affinity from the Echo Pool, including 15% of the Grudge Songer Urga, but great attack power output that offers health regeneration Echo Pool and melodies as well. This is a very powerful raw damage build that is very fun and multiplayer friendly in your hunts for those who want to keep up with the heals as you attack. The talisman minimum is level 2 attack boost and level 1 agitator, but if you're having trouble getting the talisman from your RNG farming, you can equip the level 2 agitator and adjust the slots to match out antivirus and replace the critical boost level 1 slot for attack boost instead. This last one is one of my previous build and updated to be actually more fun to use for multiplayer and still manage to output damage like crazy at the same time. We shared the build from my first video and it's the friendship build, so let's check this out. What we have here is 2 beta pieces of Zoroashia, which are the head and chest, 2 gamma pieces of Rei Do, which are the arms and waist, and finally 1 gamma piece of Utuna, which are the legs. We also have a rarity 6 secret charm talisman that comes with level 2 slugger and bombardier, with also level 3 ride range along with 2 armor skill slots, with one of them being level 2 and the other one level 1. Our choice of weapon will be the Arshan weapon or Montika, which are the elemental, but you can also play the ailments as well. Our secondary would be the Great Bagpipe for the attack up large, earplugs level 2 melodies for that amazing buff. Let's go ahead and check out the skill and decoration for this build. What we have here is level 5 attack boost, level 3 critical boost, level 2 slugger, level 5 burst and ride range, level 4 agitator, level 3 maximum might, quick sheath and speed eating, level 2 latent power, bombardier and evade extender, and finally level 1 recovery speed. The set bonus skills and the equipment skills we have are Zoroashia's Pulse, which is super recovery, allows the health gauge to continually slowly recover up to the max value, even if there's no red portion. Next is Rei Do's Voltage, which is Thunder's Roar, moderately extend the activation time, which is the latent power skill, which is 30 seconds extra. Keep in mind, latent power only comes in after taking enough damage for every 2 minutes, and then afterwards, it resets. So it's not consistent throughout the fights, but it's still enough to apply to our hunts. And lastly, the Lord's Soul. Boosts attack and lowers defense, but lets you survive 1 lethal hit. After taking that 1 lethal hit, it changes to more defense and resistances. The affinity for this build has 5% from the base weapon, 10% from agitator, 30% from match and might, 20% from latent power, which all adds up to be 65% affinity. This whole setup for this build is the best way to bring it into multiplayer because we now have improved our wide range talisman and added slugger, make it easier to stun monsters, and it adds 30% stun power, making it easier to knock the monsters in the beginning of the fights. Perfect for our hammer and hunting horn users, you're not only on knockout DD, but all your attacks except non-echo wave blunts and hilt stab can help exhaust the monster's stamina and cause them to have this tiring animation that slowly walks to the side, and it's a perfect situation for your team to take advantage and attacking the monster while recovering. But our main feature for this build is going to be the wide range skill along with speed eating to quickly consume an item like a mega potion to bring everybody's health back up quick before taking another lethal hit. This still brings our attack damage output strong while still being very supportive to our fellow hunters. For my wishful RNG talisman, I am looking out for this one that has the same levels for wide range, or at least level 4 wide range, with Mushroom Mancer skill. Not only because it's a psychedelic concept in real life, but to make it even more fun, and I do believe it's still viable in the wilds, which hopefully I'll be making another video in the future. Hope you guys enjoyed this build, and let me know in the comments how you're liking it. And that's pretty much for it for now in this video. On our next video, hopefully we'll be showing you guys how to hunt down a Tempered Gore Magala 9-star level as a hunting horn main, which I think you guys are going to like this a lot, and showing off how we can actually make it less stressful. So thank you so much for getting through this video. I want to apologize for the making of the video, but there's so much I had to edit down and give you guys the most important information and save some for the next one. Until next time, take care, and I'll see you guys later.